Hey YouTube, as promised, I just wanted to do another video going a little bit more in depth into the newest released Kickstarter product from Alpaka. That was their Momentum collection. I backed the trio of that. So here is the duffel bag, and I've actually got, and these are all in the black variant. The duffel, I want to say is, let me check the dimensions on that, which thankfully is very easy to do. I like the way Alpaka does kind of like their tags here. So we got 820 grams, which is nice, but that can actually fit, so it's 35 liters. That can actually fit all the other bags that also came. So we have the book bag here. So hopefully you can see that pattern and it zooms in well enough. Actually left the top pocket open there. But we'll start off with the duffel, and then inside the book bag I actually have the sling. So right now we'll start with the duffel. Which is actually very spacious, and you can see it's got this strap here, and it's kind of got that little pattern too, that grid, and it feels nice, textured nicely. So you got these type of little D-ring styles. So if you wanted to go ahead and carry it, there's a number of hook points too, which is very nice. So you've got one right here, you've got one here, so you got your two sets on either side there. And I want to say there's another spot too. So look, you've got D-ring down here. And a D-ring right here. So yeah, I'm trying to think, when I normally carry these, am I usually doing it hands-free and just using the shoulder strap? I don't remember, to be honest with you. I think for the most part, I'd probably just do one of these carries, and there's a little bit of padding in the actual carry, like basic handle straps there, so pretty interesting there. We'll just let that strap fall there. But as I said in the previous video, you can see here we've got the little strap right here where you would put it into your luggage, like attach it to your luggage, and then also right there is a little hidden pocket. So try to open that up, and yeah, actually here's another, hopefully you can see, you can actually see through. So if you have this thing loaded up, you could probably see into what's in those pockets a little bit, which is interesting. But inside here we have, like I said, a couple pockets here that are kind of mesh, which is nice. And then so there's one up top too, put some things in there. This to me is like a good weekender bag. So if they have on the other side where the actual tag is, they also have another one of these little top pockets. It's not very deep, but put something in there, a couple knickknacks, and yeah, it feels nice. And with this Momentum collection, it's like that material that's not superly thick, but it's supposed to still be very abrasion resistant. So I like it, and I've been needing a kind of a middle duffel. Like when I pack for trips, I usually take a long, like a huge duffel. So the good weekender bag is always nice. And I don't know, I think that grid pattern's kind of growing on me. I think it looks much more intriguing on the other color, which is more like a silvery color. And so here is the bag, and like I said, we got this little strap right here, and the bag itself is, I think, fairly sized. They say you can fit a 16-inch laptop in here, but I don't know that I would fit. I mean, I get that this is for a grab and go, but I am a little, I wouldn't say disappointed. There's a bag for every situation. I'm a little annoyed at this bottom. It's really, I don't think that's going to protect anything. Although that's a little bit unfair, as this was not supposed to be like some type of really sturdy, protected collection. It's more of a grab and go. And another thing that I found to be like either you like it or you don't is this inside. So it's an interior water bottle holder, which to me, I'll be honest, is just odd. I don't know. I am carrying tech in a bag most of the time, and I would not want to have, here's my water bottle, the Lark PureViz 2, inside the bag. Although it's great for looks. No one can easily see you have a water bottle. It's not just hanging out of the side, you know, obtrusively and kind of, but it's just a little weird to me. I don't know. When I'm working with technology, liquids being near that is just a bit of a, like packaged with it is just a bit of a odd thing. Then you have the strap here, and this pocket goes just kind of straight down. But I guess you could secure your laptop with it if you wanted to. So yeah, and I wonder how this actually compares. You know, I have their, I want to say it's the Element Pro backpack. Let me double check that really quick. I have it here. Oh, it's actually really packed out right now, so it's gonna look pretty ridiculous. But here is, I want to say it's called the Elements Pro. Yeah, let's see. It is the Elements Backpack Pro. So, yeah, here's the Elements Backpack Pro. Let's try to stand up this other bag. They are, honestly, it's going to be hard to see from my viewpoint right now, but they're sized fairly similarly. The one thing I will say about the Elements Pro is like the inside is very different and more catered to my needs. Like there's this pocket which has a lot of access for small items. I put like watch bands in there, like I have my Milanese loop for the Apple Watch, and then I have my Lark PureViz cap cleaning brush. Like there's just a lot of stuff I can fit in there. Like everything has its own little places, right? So that is one thing I like a little bit more. Like this pocket right here, the amount of things that I know are in here and have a purpose, I mean, it's just incredible. So it has like all this like purpose built kind of compartments, and then the bigger pocket, I'll show you. Now this is not the same one that we're talking about today, but I have this kind of little system. What do they call it? It's almost like a mod panel, so you can put different things on it. And so that's why I did get this ear like buds holder one. So you can either put the Samsung buds in there. These are the Galaxy Bud Pro 4s. You can put these in there and kind of have them hanging, or it also is able to fit AirPods Pro, and I tested it on AirPods Pro 3, which are also in a case, so more bulky than your average user's AirPods Pro 3 are going to be. But as you can see, that also fits pretty nicely, so it can be used for that, and that's what I'll probably use it for. But yeah, you can see there's just a lot of differences between this type of bag that Alpaka sells versus the Momentum collection. It's meant to, like, I mean, Momentum, you're getting up and you're going. You know, you're not thinking too much about what you're doing there. So this seems to be like similarly sized, and I'm not sure what the use case is going to be for this one particularly. Maybe when you don't have to haul a bunch of very specific stuff. I will say my other Elements Pro backpack is already filled with things that I would want to have on the go, so I would just grab that. I wouldn't necessarily load it up per the carry I'm doing that day. This could be something that's a lot more low-key and fits a bunch of different situations, if that makes sense. So that's pretty interesting. And this is 700 grams, so not sure what that looks like with the liters converted. And they show you how to use their little mod key tether. I've gotten kind of used to that as I've got other Alpaka products. But yeah, so pretty cool. And they do have a hidden side zipper pocket. That's one thing that I did not talk about in my earlier one, but it's right here. So, and it's pretty spacious. My whole hand can fit in there really comfortably, and I have larger hands, and I can spread out the hand. So that's actually, sorry, knocked over a bunch of stuff. That's actually really cool. The little hidden side pocket there. And I do like these straps, and you can see that pattern is just a little different. And Alpaka has some very nice, refined, kind of classy branding that isn't too in your face, but also looks really nice. I like that. And the last item from the Momentum trio right here, the sling bag. This might be one that I didn't think about until after, maybe a month or two after I purchased. That was like, this might be the sleeper for me, because I have other Alpaka gear that is larger and smaller, and this is kind of that Goldilocks zone for me right now. Like, I have their, I forget what this one's called, but it's like, look how big that is compared. And this is not the first Alpaka version of this I've had. I've had a smaller one, but it still looked bigger than this one. And then I also have obviously a much smaller one, which is just their sling. I forget what they call that one. But I like this one. But it's very small, so I don't load this one up too much, and I feel like the new one is right in that kind of middle ground. So as you can see, I carry like an Anchor IQ charger and a USB-C cord in there, and then I think it's also got the mod. Yeah, I don't even use this one, the mod system little key. But so I feel like this is that kind of middle ground, right? So it's like this is significantly bigger than that, but also still smaller than this beast. So, yep, we'll do another one where we're putting some stuff into these bags later, but this is this one right here, and you can kind of see it's not too big, but has a nice amount of pockets, and we'll try to fill these up soon. But wanted to give you a quick review of those. Quick look, sorry, not review, but a quick review of how they look. Thanks.